Hey there, comic book friends and fiends. It's Rob here in front of the great wall of comics. And today, I've got some, well, I had some boxes, and then I screwed up the recording. And so now I'm just re-recording this with no boxes. But we got some upgrades. Let's take a look. All right, I know that was a really weird intro, but essentially I recorded a video and I don't know what happened, but it's blank. So here we are again to do this. I already had disposed of all the packaging. This is going to be super simple, but the key of this whole thing was essentially this, is that deals are abound and you should be on the lookout. It's a buyer's market. Now, I know some of you might say, but Rob, I've looked at eBay, I've looked at Shortbox, I've looked at the convention floor, and prices are ridiculous. People are asking too much, and they are. But that's why you, as the buyer, need to do a little research. Know what the books are actually selling for. There's a big difference, sometimes 2x, between what somebody is asking in the market versus what it actually sells for in the market. You want to be paying closer to what the market, what the books are actually selling for. Now keep in mind, there are one-offs and everything else. So when you're doing your research, look at average 90-day averages and stuff like that are much better than looking at just simple last sold, because there's a last sold. It could be really high because it turns out that book was signed by Stan Lee. Could be that it sold for dirt cheap, just because it was a fluke, just because, you know, nobody would happen to be looking at it that day, whatever the case is. But use the tools that are out there, whether it's cover price, whether it's go collect, whether it's GP analysis, whether it's looking at eBay last solds over a period of time, whatever it is, do your research. And you're going to find there are deals out there to be had, some opportunities for you to get great books at really reasonable prices. I've taken this opportunity to do some upgrades, and that's what we're doing today. I've got 4 slabs here that I got that are all upgrades to books that are already in my collection. All right, so this first book. Now, it turns out I actually purchased the wrong book. This is what happens. I meant to get an upgrade to Amazing Spider-Man 51. That's what I was looking for, to upgrade my first cover appearance of Kingpin. And somehow I was looking at those, and you know, this is what happens with eBay. You search for a book, and a while back they changed their formula. Now you could type in ASM 51 or Amazing Spider-Man 51 and you'll get hits of Amazing Spider-Man 51, and then you're going to get a bunch of hits of books that are just maybe related to that but aren't that. And I think that might have been what happened here, and I wasn't paying attention, and I ended up picking up Amazing Spider-Man 60, which is not his second appearance slash first cover appearance. It's just appearance, you know. It's like, I think this is his 3rd or 4th appearance and his like 2nd cover appearance. So not a big book. This explains why I got it for such a great deal. Well, now, fortunately for me, my copy is a 5.0, so this is a slight upgrade. So I'm not completely unhappy with it. I don't blame anybody other than myself for not paying close attention, but let that be a warning to you. When you are searching eBay, remember that books come up in your search that aren't the book you're searching for, and to pay attention or you'll make this mistake. Hey, I'm making mistakes so you don't have to, hopefully. But anyways, it wasn't a big mistake. I paid $120 for the book. That book is worth about $130 in its current grade and current market. So, you know, it just wasn't as good of a deal as I had thought I was getting, but it still, it was a fair price. All right, this next book up, this is a very slight upgrade for me, but I had a 9.2. I wanted to get better than a 9.2, just because this is a fairly modern book from 1984. This is the first appearance of Nightwing. Previous to this, of course, Dick Grayson was Robin. First appearance of Nightwing. I'm going to grab that 9.6. This is where the value is at. Obviously, 9.8 would be great to have, but 9.8 is going to cost me about $400 to $500. Whereas this 9.6, I'm able to pick it up for like 140. I don't remember. I don't remember off the top of my head what it was, but it was really significantly less. Oftentimes with these modern books, a 9.6 versus a 9.8 can be 3 to 4 times the price difference. So that's a huge value hit. A 9.6 and 9.8, not a huge difference as far as the book's appearance. It's going to be a difference in cost. And if I'm trying to get that, if later on down the road I want to sell it, I'm still going to have easy time moving a 9.6. It's a highly collectible book. All right. Next up, oh man, I love this book. This cover has so many things. This book is technically an upgrade, yet at the same time it's not. So I do not have this book in a slab. I only have it raw until now. I now have it in a slab. The raw book I'll hold on to. It's going to stay in my run. My run. I wanted to pick this up in a slab because I love the book. I just never slabbed my copy because it was a mid-grade book. The book's doesn't have a high dollar value. It's maybe 100. This 9.4 is like $120 book. So I was able to pick this one up for $89, and this is got multiple characters on it that I love. This is Amazing Spider-Man 130, and it's got Hammerhead, who for some reason I've just always kind of dug Hammerhead. He kind of reminds me of a Dick Tracy villain. He's kind of like more or less a normal-ish gangster type thing. Doesn't show up. He's a B-list, C-list villain for Spider-Man, but he's still kind of fun. And of course we got the Spider-Mobile. Oh God, I remember the Spider-Mobile, whatever reason, is just kind of cool. It captured my imagination as a kid. Dune buggies, these fiberglass dune buggies with the Volkswagen engines were all the rage. I mean, heck, we had Wonder Bug that was like a freaking dune buggy that was a superhero unto itself when I was growing up as a kid. Live action TV show, a little jalopy of a buggy that like honked its horn and it turned into this fabulous red dune buggy that could fly and had its antenna could reach and grab. I mean, it was a crazy time. It had this big old CB whip antenna, and that was like how it manipulated the world around it. Anyways, dune buggies were cool, man. And of course we got the Jackal up here on the cover. This is Amazing Spider-Man 130. Keep in mind that Amazing Spider-Man 129 was our first appearance of the Jackal inside the pages, and it was our first appearance, of course, that Skull Dude, Punisher. But this is the first cover appearance of the Jackal, and I've been wanting to get that in a slab. So put all these together. I'm in it to win it in a 9.4 off-white to white pages. I'm happy all day long. All right, now the last book that we upgraded here. This is a big book to me. Not necessarily a big book as far as value goes. The market has come down dramatically on this book. I remember the book I upgraded from was a 3.0. My 3.0 copy, I remember I paid at the time during the height of market, I believe it was like $350 to close to $400 for it, I think. And now, this book here cost me like $220 for this Mystery in Space 53. This is the first appearance of Adam Strange in the Mystery in Space title. So here, previous to this, he'd been in Showcase, been three appearances previously in Showcase. Now he comes over to Mystery in Space. He shows up here, and this becomes his title now for most of the Mystery in Space run. After he does eventually leave the Mystery in Space book around, I don't know, issue like 90 something, and then he's it dies shortly thereafter. But Adam Strange carries this book for about the next 40 plus issues. So there we go. First, Adam Strange in Mystery in Space. Of course, he's got the jetpack. He's got his ray gun. We have a robot. What more could you want from your sci-fi cover? 1959. This also begins the Infantino art run on Adam Strange. It's noted right here. So that's it. Those are the upgrades that we got for the collection. Again, prices are a buyer's market. You have the opportunity to make moves, whether it be upgrading or acquiring new books, but do so intelligently. Make sure you have a budget and you stay within your budget. Don't get crazy, don't get carried away. But more important than any of that is you want to make sure that you collect what you want and don't listen to anybody, including me, because I'm just a fat man with a fat stack of comics and a fat opinion. Thanks for watching.